Hey guys, it's Amy here, and today I bring you my October wrap-up. So I read 12 books in October, and I've never read that many in a month before, so I was quite pleased with myself. So let's just crack on with them, because I have a lot to talk about. So the first book I read this month was Humphrey Carpenter's biography on J.R.R. Tolkien. I kind of reviewed this in a video I did 10 facts on J.R.R. Tolkien. I'll link it down below, and then you can hear my thoughts on this book. I thought it was really great. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next 4 books I read were part of a series, and they were the All the Wrong Questions series by Lemony Snicket. Lemony Snicket wrote the series of Unfortunate Events, and I absolutely adore that series. This one, however, didn't really live up to my expectations. I really enjoyed the writing style. I love the way that Daniel Handler writes as Lemony Snicket. I think he does a fantastic job and really engages, and I wonder whether this would be really good for younger people. I just didn't think it really lived up to what I thought it was going to be. Overall, I think I'd give the series a 3.5 out of 5. I just think it fell away nearer the end, and it just, I don't know, it didn't keep me as captivated as the series of Unfortunate Events did, and that's a shame because I really like Lemony Snicket. But I would recommend, if you like the series of Unfortunate Events, then like this is a similar writing style, and that's what I really loved about this book. That's why I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, because the writing style just makes me happy. But yeah, the plot line just maybe didn't kind of back it up. The next book I read this month was The Dumb House by John Burnside. I had seen this being spoken about a lot by lots of different booktubers, and it really interested me. This book was really captivating. I found the story to be extremely gripping. I read it in a couple of sittings. I'm not sure I'd recommend it to everyone though. The matters discussed in this are extremely dark. Lots of really quite disturbing things happen, and I'm not sure it would be for everyone, to be honest. If you're thinking of picking this one up, I would definitely go and read some reviews on it and see if this is something that you like, because this definitely gave me some very dark and scary dreams after reading it, and I'm not sure I would ever read it again. But hey, it was a good thing to read in October with Halloween just around the corner, so I'm kind of glad I read it, but I don't think I will read it again in the future. Next book I read in October was the illustrated Harry Potter. This one is illustrated by Jim Kay. It is gorgeous. I put some pictures up on my Instagram if you follow me there. So nice to go back into the Harry Potter world and just rediscover the story and read it again as an adult, and just all the illustrations are so perfectly done and they're just so beautiful. I'm so glad I picked this one up, and I definitely will be picking up any future ones that they do of these editions, because I think they would be perfect to read to younger people. Since reading this one, I've actually decided to start rereading the series, so I'm about halfway through the Chamber of Secrets at the moment, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish the whole series before the end of the year, but I'm definitely gonna try and read maybe one a month. So yes, this one was wonderful, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read this month was After Me Comes the Flood by Sarah Perry. I was actually really disappointed by this book. What I read on the back of the book just didn't seem to be what we got from the actual story. The premise was this man who decided to leave his life and go on a little bit of a holiday, and he packs up his car and breaks down, and he finds this house in the woods, and all the people in the house seem to know him, and there's a bit of mystery and intrigue there, and it sounded really interesting, but actually the mystery was just really flat and boring, and nothing really came of it. There was really no twist or excitement. Like, I was expecting the whole way through that there was just going to be this massive like, oh my god, but there wasn't, and I just felt it kind of fell on its face a bit. So overall I gave that one 2 out of 5 stars. It was written very well, but I don't think I would recommend it to anyone. The next book I read this month was This Amazing Book Is Not on Fire by Dan and Phil of the internet. My sister bought this one, and I really wanted to read it because I really like Dan and Phil's channel. I find them to be two incredibly funny guys, and I just wanted to see how they put a book together and what was inside it, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I found it thoroughly enjoyable. The book is laid out in a really fun and interactive way. The way that it's written, with Dan and Phil kind of having a conversation with each other, is very much like the way they speak to each other on their channel, and I thought that was really good. The book is sprinkled with little anecdotes and funny things that you may not have seen on their channel, or pictures that you may not have seen ever before, and little stories from their childhood, and like snippets from their diaries and things, and it's just really fun. I really enjoyed it. It took me a couple of hours to read, and by the end I just liked them even more. I think they're two really kind of decent guys, and their channel is really kind of genuine and really nice, and yeah, so I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. The book I read this month was a comic-y graphic novel thing, and it was The Wicked and the Divine Volume 2. This is Fandemonium, and I thought this was good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. To be honest, all the way through I was going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars, but come the end something very exciting happens, and it was all like left on a really good space, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because of the ending. I thought it was really, really good. As I think I've mentioned before, the artwork in this graphic novel in particular is really, really gorgeous. I love the colours they use, just everything is just really beautifully done, and that's one of the main reasons why I decided to pick up the second one and this one, because I thought the first one was good, but I just really love the art style. I think that's something that really takes me with a graphic novel. The art style has to be good, because otherwise just not very interested in it. I'd rather just read the words in a book. So yes, if you've read the first volume, I would definitely recommend picking up the second one just purely for the ending. It was really, really good. Okay, so on to the penultimate book that I read this month, and it was A Storm of Swords, Steel and Snow. This is the first part of A Storm of Swords. It was massive, and there's another massive one, so I don't even know when I'm going to get around to reading that. I really want to try and read all of the Song of Ice and Fire series before the next series comes out, but I just don't know. I don't know. It's taking a while. For anyone who's read any of the series, you'll know that it is just really epically long and good, and I just really love epically long fantasies. You know I love The Lord of the Rings. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm just coming home to something like this. It's like Harry Potter, you feel like you're coming home, and it's just a really warming thing to pick up a book where you just know you're going to get something good. I won't go into any detail because if you haven't read the others in the series then this will just spoil it for you, but I'll just say that I really enjoyed this book and I'm looking forward to carrying on. I'm not sure when I am going to carry on, but I will at some point. So I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. The final book that I read this month was one that I was kindly sent by Vintage Books, and it was Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This edition is part of a collection which Vintage are publishing this month actually. So I never read Wuthering Heights before, I'd never seen any TV adaptations or films or anything, so I didn't know the story at all. I freaking loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars and I've put it into my favourites. So I've read Wuthering Heights, I'm currently reading J.R.R. and I'm going to read The Tenant of Woodfall Hall next, and hopefully before the end of the year I'm going to get you a little Bronte discussion video. I've decided that I want to kind of discuss all of them and give you my opinions just in one video. So if you're interested in that, keep your eyes out for that one. Just for now though, this book was fantastic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I put it in my favourites on Goodreads and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The characters were hilarious. I don't know really whether they were intended to be like that when they were first written. This book probably wasn't meant to be comedic, but I really, really enjoyed it and I found the characters to be really, really funny. If anyone can recommend a really good TV adaptation or a film adaptation down below, then that would be fantastic because I'd really like to watch a adaptation of Wuthering Heights somewhere. So yes, that was a really good end to my month. So those are all the books I read in October. Let me know down below if you've read any of these and what you thought or what you've been reading in October. As always, I will leave links to Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, everything I've mentioned today down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and I will see you soon. Bye! View it, and it is just a book full of little pictures and little typed poems and things like that. It's just really beautifully done, really gorgeous pictures in there.